Alrighty. Looks like our stream is rocking and rolling. Let's do it, Lars. We are a couple hours later than I would have liked today, but I had a hard time staying asleep last night. That's okay. We're gonna keep working on adjusting our schedule so that we can be streaming by 5 o'clock in the morning. Be good. There have been some changes made to my base. I assume this is Drat's doing because he's a little psycho. What a goober. What a goober. All right. So, here in just a couple of minutes, about a half hour, in fact, we are getting our new scenario. Is it a half hour? It might be an hour and a half. We'll see. If it doesn't happen in a half hour, then we'll go play some pclash, and then we'll get back on here, and hopefully we'll be good to go. So let's yeah, let's take stock here. It looks like I need to repair my gun. Do that. Looks like we need to repair armor, which we don't quite have enough leftovers for. That's fine. We'll repair most of it. And honestly, there's not really much point in being on this character right now. Let's actually go back to the main menu and let's go get on our pclash character. Here we go, some hermit metal. Entrez-vous. Let's go see about killing some peeps. Oh, trapped inside my base again. For some reason, yesterday when I logged onto my base, I don't know. They're putting this way out there. It'll probably get in the way of these turrets, but I don't even care. Alright, let's check our event map. Dark side happens in 18 minutes. That is the only event we have. Need 3 more scraps. Okay, don't have any leftovers available. So let's teleport. Right here, maybe let's go kill some creatures. Let's get some resources here. Nice. Gotta spend a little bit of time farming up the resources. Doesn't take a ton of time. Just a little effort here. I like how the ears aren't falling down. This was happening with the goats and stuff too a while back. They just keep standing there. You shoot them in the face. One more of these dogs here. The dancing zombie. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. How are you on this fine Wednesday morning? No, it put me back in the middle again. I'm zombie. Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. Zombie. How you been, brother? How goes life, the universe, and everything? Ammo repaired. Have you been playing it all with the new updates? The new vehicle update is the greatest. Okay. Been going through manibus with my bro. Phase 2 started yesterday. Oh, nice. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. This isn't what I want. I am enjoying the cross character progression so much. It is so nice to be able to just play however many um, servers that I want at any given time. I'm playing Manibus right now. I'm playing pclash right now. I'm gonna have permanent characters on a ton of different servers. Gonna be just having a great time. It seems to be cross region too. So you want to go play on EU with some people or something? I mean, it's just so good. Just so good. Okay, that'll be fine. And then we need a new ladder. Right there. Okay. Now we can get in and out of our base. Multiple airlocks. Totally good. Holy shnikes. We're in phase 2 now. So coming up in a few days, y'all are going to get to try the nightmare silos for the first time. That'll be exciting. I went into some nightmare silos and got my butt kicked. Alright. It's kind of annoying to go in and out 3 doors like that, but we joined a server that started early. We still got to get through. Oh, okay, okay. Well, then in that case, if you want to get to the nightmare stuff, even though you're already on phase 2, you might just join one of the new servers. Me, Drat, Damien Damien Darkrose, Nuclear, some of the other viewers and stuff are on 142. But because the new phases are so fast, I mean, you'd be through. We're starting phase 2 today, or even if you joined in one of the new servers, right? There's probably a new one that just started yesterday. It would only take 8 days to get to Nightmare, which is going to be like a whole week faster than if you stay on your current server. So it might be worth it to bail on the server you're on now, unless you've got other friends or something there. And go join one of the new ones. That way the two of you could get to that other stuff a little quicker. Unless you're good with just taking it nice and slow and want to do it that way, which is also fine. The only thing that I'm not 100% on is whether or not the new manibus servers are going to create a new permanent server. So the way the new permanent server system works is whenever your server ends, it's going to condense into a single world and then get attached to the permanent server of the same scenario type. But the permanent servers aren't updating as the scenarios get changed. So because there's a new version of Manibus, your old version of Manibus is probably going to go to the permanent server of the old version, and then the new version of Manibus is going to go to a different permanent server. So you're probably going to end up on an old version of Manibus on the permanent server with that character. So, and so far it doesn't really have much that it's changing. And it definitely doesn't really have anything that changes the end game, right? Because you're still getting nightmare modes and stuff like that, and you're gonna get the upgraded Prime War as well. So it might not turn into an issue, but it may turn into an issue as far as population. Because as people leave that permanent server, nobody's going to be going into that permanent server because there's going to be a new version of manibus. So the population on that server will just kind of dwindle over time. If I'd stay on the perm server for long, probably would end up finishing all I want to do during this season. Yeah, so I don't think that there's a ton of reason to stay on the permanent servers either, except that for your manibus character specifically, you can just permanently be farming mods over there. So I think it's good to have a character with like a solid end game build just kind of parked on a permanent server that's in the end game like that, so that that character can be used to go farm mods for all of your other characters. So any build that you want to do, if you start a season and you think, oh, you know what, this gun's actually kind of cool, I'm going to go ahead and play this gun. You don't have to use really shitty mods until you get later. You can just go farm yourself up something on your manibus server and then get them moved over. Or if you're going to do like me and you're going to kind of play a bunch of PvP, because I'm going to play some of the pclash servers, then I can have, a character on the manibus permanent servers that I can use to farm mods on, and then I can have, my regular PvE, like going through the season stuff, and then I can have my PvP, like going through the season stuff. So I think it's going to be, you just have so many characters and stuff now doing so many different things, and then just kind of pick and choose. It really opens up the variety of activity that you have access to by a lot. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves down here. Rough is PvP in this game. You're going to run into people who have really optimized builds because there isn't all that much build variety in this game. And the game has been going on long enough that there are people out there who have like tippy top gear, but it's not everybody. I don't find it so competitive that I don't feel comfortable playing. I don't play super hard. A lot of the people on my pclash server right now are already in tier 4 because there are ways to get tier 4 gear in phase 1. And I'm still running around in tier 3, and I still get, a kill or two every time I die. They've made some changes to pclash. Apparently they've made it easier to raid bases, and it seems like you don't always spawn in the exact same spot when you go to the world events anymore. So if you spawn in at the public crisis event, you don't just spawn in the exact same spot. So people can't just immediately lock down the public crisis events. So, it's a little rough, but it's not terrible. I still enjoy it. Because you're not losing anything, um, I don't, when you die in PvP in this game, nobody's taking your stuff or anything like that. there's only one version of PvP where you actually lose anything. And that's if you flag for PvP in the open world on like any server. Then nobody flags. So it's not even, I don't even know why that version of PvP exists. But yeah, I mean it's just kind of a fun like go plink people kind of a thing. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think if you just don't be too serious about it, I mean, you're probably going to die. Not probably, you're definitely going to die. And oh wow, my team came back last night. We were down by a couple of hundred last night and we came back. We're winning now. Go Rosetta. It auto put me in Rosetta. I wanted to be a Mayfly. But, well, here we are. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think because you're in a faction in this one, and this is what I'm always talking about, is these are the teams here. So even if you joined like a war band or something like that, or even if you're solo like I am, the faction that you're in are your teammates. And so you're not you're not having to like prove yourself or anything like that, and your success and victory isn't based solely on your own personal success and victory or success and failure. Right? It's based on your entire faction's success and failure. So just getting out there and shooting the gun and, trying to be a little bit of a part of the PvP, if your team wins, then, you get to share in that victory. But then also, if you do a good job and get a bunch of kills, but then your team still loses, you can still feel good about yourself for getting those kills that you did get, even if your team lost. So I think there's a lot of positivity that comes with having faction based warfare like that because you get these sort of multiple paths to feeling good about your PvP experience. And so I will always say that having a faction system is a good idea. Because it gives you this sort of de facto team to be a part of. These are all my teammates. I was kind of thinking that somebody from the other team would come. Because yesterday, every time I did this, we were getting outnumbered. But it looks like Rosetta's kind of finally picked up the pace here. Is great. Was having a really hard time hitting that guy. He was a little bit too close, but he just ran right past me. So I'm intentionally wearing clothes that kind of make me blend in over here. That dude just ran. See, this person's gonna come over there in their bright ass shit and stand right next to me. I'm all over here in camouflage and shit. This person's like, look at all this bright red I have. Jackass. You're right. I did mute myself. That is correct. Thank you. Okay. I was just saying that I still don't like the fact that the prisms don't show up. It's upsetting me. But, so now I got to do that thing. And that's really the only thing there is for me to be doing in this scenario right now, is every hour there's that event. So now I can just exit. It takes almost no time at all. Changing characters is so easy now. Because all of our blueprints are cross character, like I can just bammo. I'm on my manibus character. Now I can go do manibus things. I feel so good about this game now. The cross character progression, the new vehicle update, and the permanent servers. I wasn't an advocate for permanent servers before, but I am 100% an advocate for permanent servers now. I think that the way they implemented them is good. I want to see if they're going to be able to get me while I'm sleeping. They can get me while I'm sleeping. Dickheads. I think the way they implemented the permanent servers is going to be great. Now, it looks like one of the viewers, Nuclear, was telling me yesterday that after phase 3 of the Prism versus Clash, you actually don't keep getting new Prism deviations, which I'm not happy about. So there is no Prism deviation securement that you can do on the permanent servers. So the PvP just kind of totally dies out on the permanent pclash servers, which doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, Warhawk, long time no see. What's up, bud? How you doing? How you feeling about these new changes on Once Human? It was you and your wife that played, right? Are y'all coming back or? Honestly, the split character progression was the only thing stopping me from playing multiple servers. Yeah, exactly, zombie. Exactly. That was my whole thing too. And it just makes it so that you have so much more control over how much playtime you need to put in. One of the reasons I stopped streaming this game was because I was having a hard time putting in, 6 to 8 hours a day because the game is designed for casual players. But now I can just play as many scenarios as it takes for me to need to put in, 8 hours a day. I can play different builds. I can have lots of permanent characters, farming mods. I can have a PvP scenario. When new scenarios come out, the biggest thing for me is going to be that I really hope they start putting out like short duration special scenarios that maybe have special blueprints that you can earn or something like that. So, like on the weekend, um, drop a temporary scenario that's maybe not even going to have a um, permanent server, but just drop like a 2 day scenario over a weekend, and it can be PvP, it could be PvE. It could just be tons of Prime War bosses roaming the map, and then everybody starts at level 50 or whatever, and you got to quickly build up your base and try and kill as many Prime War bosses or something as you can over the weekend. And based on how good the server does, maybe you get some fragments for a new weapon, or you get access to some deviations, like some new shiny deviations that you can only get from that server. And then, one weekend a month, maybe those servers pop up or something. But previously, you couldn't have had those short duration servers because everybody's character was locked on their primary server. And speaking of new scenarios, what's your opinion on the info on the next one? I'm excited for it. I'm excited for any new server or any new scenario that they're going to put out. Something that this series of updates over the last month has shown me is that the dev team is going to iterate, right? We're getting changes to manibus to make it a little more streamlined. We're getting changes to, your character progression and your cross character progression. They've looked at what they already have created and they've gone, okay, this works, this doesn't, let's change things around. And they're at least trying to make things better. Whether they succeed or not doesn't really matter as long as they're putting in the effort and trying new things. So even if their next scenario comes out and maybe doesn't work exactly the way I would like it to, I am confident in the fact that they'll continue to iterate on it if it's totally necessary. So I'm excited. It'll be a new mechanic. That'll be fun. It'll be a new way to progress through the phases, right? We're not progressing based on time. We're progressing based on the server's advancement or maybe our own personal advancement. I'm not exactly sure through the storyline. So that's a cool new way to advance through the phases. It gives us quite a bit of control for ourselves over how we want to advance through the phases. I don't think that they could have done a scenario like this before because you needed to hold back the players who played a lot more so that they were there to help the players who didn't play as much. But now that we have permanent servers, I don't think you necessarily have to do that because you'll be mashing the servers together anyway, so there will be a lot more people at all the different stages of the scenario as time goes by. So, yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see a new form of phase progression. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. It's always fun to have new things to explore too, right? New concepts to explore. Also like the fact that it sounds like both the southern and northern Nalcott map will be in it, so lots to do. So some clarification came out on that dancing zombie, and Jaeger specifically put out that it's not, there was something mistranslated, and it's not that both sections are going to be in the scenario, it's that the scenario is going to exist in both maps. So you're still only getting one map at a time. The scenario is just taking place in both maps, which is unfortunate But it's going to be kind of like this lunar cycle thing. But I'm with you. I would have liked to have seen us get... Oh, we still have an hour until this is done. Okay. So it's 9 o'clock my time, not 8 o'clock. Well, Dookie. Dookie, Dookie, Dookie. Guess we gotta go find some people to shoot in the face with the PvP then. Yeah, I just feel like I remembered 8 o'clock from before, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see, where's the prism energy at? You know what else I could do? Is I could go around getting all the teleports. Probably a good idea. Ugh, I only have 2 fuels. Gross. Y'all keep your eyes peeled for them coneflowers. Need... I need some coneflower. I'll actually probably go ahead and just grow a little bit of coneflower in my base. Even just 4 or 5 of them will be enough, probably. Heck, even just 2 or 3 of them will probably be enough. Gotta be prepared. Let's see. Go over here. Wait, I just realized, do the fools spawn during lunar or... What now? The fools? No. The tree guys spawn in polluted zones when you have low sanity. It's the new pollution rework. They have made polluted zones significantly more dangerous. Yeah. But it's not related to the Lunar Oracle at all. So the Lunar Oracle is the visional wheel, and it won't always be the Lunar Oracle. So when you're in a server that has the visional wheel tag right now, getting the Lunar Oracle, but in the future you'll get whatever the new visional wheel is. And that'll change. Yeah. Yeah, that'll change over time. And that's one of the things. So the permanent servers do cycle the visional wheel. It's one of the few things that actually changes over time in those servers. Have you been enjoying the new vehicle rework? Easily one of my favorite updates in the game. They honestly did a really good job with it. I'm very impressed. Oh yeah, where you mean like sometimes you'll hit like a bump. There you go. Fly up in the air. Yeah. Yeah, it's just made traveling around the map just so much more fun. So impressive. Honestly, the drifting is really good too. Like, I like how difficult it is to drift the vehicles and to keep them going straight. I like that there's like some skill involved in getting that to go correctly. And you don't just, mash the spacebar and hold the direction and just automatically have a perfect drift. Probably about to die right here. Oops. I'd stop here to get the fuel out of the back of these cars, but I'm afraid that there's a lunar spawn there and that it'll kill me. And I didn't want that. Yeah, that was a good drift right there. So good. I do think that if they would increase the speed of the 18 wheeler and the truck just a little bit, that would make me pretty happy. Because I want to. Things. Also, it seems like they put more cars out that you can get fuel from. Like, I run into a lot more fuel cars now. But you know me, I'm always advocating for the Mad Max scenario I really, really, really want a Mad Max scenario. And if they do put one out, they're going to need to give us a little more speed on the 18 wheeler so that you can hunt down people on some of these other vehicles. Or they'll have to have something that significantly lowers the speed of the other vehicles when they're doing some sort of objective or something like that. Oh, I'm like right up next to the. Okay, I see you, game. Ooh, whatever. We'll just go get the teleport. All right. Got these ones up here. This one. Need to get to this one from right here. Sometimes you just got to do a little maintenance on your character. Got to get in there. And only thing I don't really like out of the major changes in the update is how much Stardust ore and control units you need to get something meaningful out of them. You need so much ore for ingots, and units are super rare in my experience, and you need so much. Yeah, so the units I'm having trouble finding. Um, I don't necessarily think that the Stardust ore is too much. You know, you've got Stardust mining platforms. Um, if you take a fish in oil, you can just get so much Stardust ore in my experience. I haven't really uh, done a whole lot with that yet. So, you know, my experience is pretty limited on how much ore I'm using and how long it takes to get that ore. But I don't know. So far, I'm not really having too much of a problem with it. I think it takes me about 15 or 20 minutes of ore farming per nightmare run. And uh, that's without seafood and oil. That's using a solar drill instead of a regular advanced drill. That's, you know, not being really optimum about my Stardust ore farming at all. And it took me like almost an hour to beat my nightmare run. I beat solo, so I don't know. I think because the nightmare stuff is pretty end game. I mean, that's pretty much as difficult as content gets. I think it's one of those things that instead of trying to hand farm that stuff, you really need to, try and get some Stardust mining platforms and try and set up a legit farm for it and get it to happen sort of automatically, and then it won't really be an issue. Oh, whatever. I'll just follow the path. That's. But I'll have to put some more time into it. When we get to phase 3 on the manibus server that I'm on right now, I'll be trying to do quite a bit more of the nightmare farming. So I'll take a look and kind of reevaluate my stance at that point. I'll have a little bit better of an understanding. But considering the fact that we no longer have um, controllers and stuff that need to be used, they sort of needed to create a barrier so that you couldn't just be running them all the time. Now, unfortunately, the barrier that they created punishes newer and more casual players more and sort of widens the gap. So if you have a stronger build, naturally you're going to use fewer bullets, which means less farming per run. And when you're already making runs happen faster because you're stronger, that just widens the gap in how many runs you can do compared to, say, a more average player. And so controllers used to be this sort of steadfast, this is as many runs as you can do in a season kind of a thing. And so there was no circumventing that. So everybody was able to farm at sort of the same rate. And now the thing that's a barrier to how many of those runs you can do is more geared towards being a greater barrier to casual players. The problem I see with Stardust mining platform is you gotta live in a polluted zone, which is very dangerous, unless you use something that in itself costs Stardust and gets to upkeep. Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of the whole point though, right? Is there's lots of specialized farming. And I think that they're kind of doing that on purpose, right? If you want to farm acid, you have to be in a pollution zone. If you farm oil, you have to be in an oil zone. If you want to farm stardust, you got to be in a stardust zone. And so I think kind of the goal is to create interdependence based on that system. What I would maybe like to see, what's up, Wyatt?
Wyatt says Savania Matalis Matala.
All right. Whatever you just said. But I think they're trying to create sort of an interdependence. We have text to speech now. Okay, it's telling me to drive across right here. This thing is taking me to the weirdest places right now. I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it. Savenya babagitsi baba. Savenya babagitsi baba. Definitely thought it was Baba Yeats, not Madalis. But I could be wrong. There is more to do, never be done. Oh no, sorry. There's more to see, it could never be seen. More to do than can never be done. It's been a long time since I've watched some Lion King. Like a long time. Damn. Pink penguin pajama. Okay. Sure. Sure, Wyatt. Sure. I think maybe you've lost your goddamn mind. What is a mind? You know, I don't think that I could explain that. Like, it's like trying to describe sight to a person who's been blind since birth, right? If you don't have a mind, I don't know that I could ever describe to you what a mind is. Don't know that I could do it. I mean, we know what the meaning of life is. The meaning of life is 42. It's a joke from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The red markers are people who are in the other faction. So this region here is the neutral safe zone. And these people are Mayfly faction people. Yeah, read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Wyatt. Super good book. Probably one of the most unique writing styles I've ever read in my entire life. I thoroughly enjoyed my read of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Just in the first couple of chapters, you'll really notice what I mean about the character or the author's unique writing style. He does a lot of comparison and simile and stuff like that, but he does it with things that you have no context for. So, um, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is obviously about, it's a sci-fi thing. And so there's lots of aliens and stuff in it. And so he compares one set of aliens that are, a fictional race of aliens to another fictional race of aliens without describing either race of aliens except how they compare to each other. So the imagery that comes up is pretty unique to each individual person because the imagery is more about like a general sense of, ugliness and not necessarily a specific example of ugliness. And so it's weird to read about a comparison of things that only have context with each other. It actually is very similar to the concept of trying to describe sight to a person who's never seen, because it's very difficult to describe sight without talking about things that you could only know if you could see. I don't know. You'd have to read it to really understand what I was talking about. It's a trippy read and a lot of fun. Always gotta make this stupid coneflower tea. Oh, I have some suffix mod boxes. Sure, let's eat a hot dog. Why not? Gain back some health here real quick. Then we will see some other stuffs. I think we still got quite a ways before another event pops. Yeah, we still got 20 minutes here. We'll do this event one more time on this server, and then we'll go back over to the manibus server and start clearing um, the POIs for Zone 4 and get ourselves into our Tier 4 gear over there. Kill the Hound, all that good stuff. And then we'll come back and we'll do some more PvP and stuff over here. We get our new phase here tomorrow, which will put us into Tier 4 gear. Can you guess what a potolo is? Let's see. Sounds like something to do with a potato. Potolo. Potato. What is the L? Why would you put an L in potato? pronounced Potelo. No, I don't think I can guess what that is. Sorry. It is beyond me. Okay. A. Spelled low L-O-E when your dog's name is L-O-W. And how the fuck am I supposed to know what your dog's name is? I don't even know what to say. Other than you must have lost your damn mind.
Wyatt says Potelo isn't dog, she looks like a hog. But she's cute, not a sog. She's bigger than a frog.
I mean, I would hope your dog is bigger than a frog. Be a little ridiculous if it wasn't. I should have never given Wyatt the power of text-to-speech. Never should have done it. Was a terrible idea. Hmm. Actually go see about some of these vendors over here. I have quite a few sproutlets on one of my characters. Have I completed all of my commissions? Have I even taken my commissions for week 1? I have. That's a lot of XP. Take a look at where we're at here. So I'm not going to need to buy these asterism crates because I pretty well max out my asterism anyway. We could get some wish boxes. I already have a lot of those. I'm not terribly worried about that either. These mod selection crates are just there. Well, they were there for you to use up your controllers. I think your controllers got transformed into something else now, though. So they're not really useful. So let's see. Open to receive a mod crate of any build containing one weapon or mask mod with a guaranteed epic attribute. Okay, weapon or mask mods. I like this. Because I don't really like doing the bosses nearly as much as I like doing the silos. And we have nightmare silos now, so let's just open up 30 of these. See what happens. What do we get? Oh, they're choices. Okay. Okay. Well, I tell you what. This character is using Fortress Warfare. Oh, you can... This is so cool. I love that they're letting you pick how many of each of these you want. This is fantastic. Like, really fantastic. So instead of having to go back and only open a couple, I mean, such a simple thing as having a slider for each core effect. But there are a ton of situations. For example, if you've ever played Lost Ark, um, you could do selection chests like this, but you could only ever choose one thing. So if you selected something, you would open everything. So just something simple is super awesome. I love that so much. Let's see what kind of stuff we got here. Most of these are going to be things that we get rid of, but this is the highest you can get, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's cool. I know that there are like the mask mods from the mask silo. I know you get to choose, but some of the other silos you don't. I didn't realize all the bosses let you choose. That's really nice. That's really nice. So apparently you can only get a level 12. So this one's a level 12. I wish that they would put the levels in the top left corner like they do when you're going through and making new mods. Here's another level 12. So I got 2 level 12s for Fortress Warfare. So let's take a look. This one's crit, great one, damage reduction, normal enemies. So neither of these level 12s are actually all that great. Weak spot, normal, elite, and damage reduction, status damage reduction. This one's not terrible, but I probably won't keep it. But yeah, some decent mods there. We'll get some good parts. And then, let's see, this one's an 11. Before the bomb explodes, for every 4 hits taken, the bomb's final damage plus 25%. Element damage, status damage reduction, damage against normal enemies. I would like to see that normal enemies maybe be elite or great old one. But those are all the bonuses you want right there. I also would prefer to see the second blue stat on the element instead of on status damage reduction. But you might get lucky with rolls on that one. That's a pretty good one. Let's see. Did we get any more that are in the 11 or 12 department on unstable bomber? So out of 30, I got 3 level 11 or 12s, which, I mean, 1 out of 10 for super high level mods like this is pretty good. Like that. I think that's totally worth. I mean, I get a lot of stellar planula, and now that I can play multiple characters at a time, that seems like a really good way to just farm out some mods. Um, and even more importantly, it's going to be a great way to farm out mod parts. Because most of those I'm just going to get rid of because they don't meet my minimum keep requirement. So I'll just get mod parts for weapons and armor because you can get weapon mods or mask mods. You know, you're dipping into both of those, right? You're going to get some. I'm honestly slightly scared to see how nightmare bosses go when they're added. I'm also curious about the rewards. The rewards are great. So you're guaranteed level 9 mods when you do a nightmare. So look at the mod conversion here, and we'll go in here. Apparently the highest level mods you can get are level 12. So a level 12 mod is 1 purple, 2 greens, or 2 blues and a green. The lowest level you can get in Nightmare is +9. Right, so that's a purple, 2 greens, and a gray. And you're going to get a lot of 10s and 11s in there. But they are incredibly difficult. Like, incredibly difficult. It took me 40 minutes to beat one solo with my bounce build on my manibus server. Now, granted, my build isn't super great. It's the first time I've ever played bounce, and so I didn't have a lot of mods and stuff for it. So it's not like a stellar build, but super good. Then let's see what we've got over here. Legendary battle suffix mods and armor parts times 30 for tops or shoes. So I love these battle suffix mods. I think they're a lot of fun. I like being able to get access to those. This one is just allowing you. You get to choose the suffix, or does it give you a random possible suffix? I don't know. Yeah, so lots of really good ways to get good mods. Definitely got to use those extra currencies and get those extra currencies. Bosses are going to be rough at level 70, and I believe they said they'd have new mechanics too. Yeah, they do. They do. They are difficult, but a lot of fun. Um, it's cool to have some additional difficulty added to the game. And it's cool to have a path that requires less overall grinding, because before you were only guaranteed a purple on your mods doing pro mode. And so the barrier to getting good mods was about the number of runs you were doing. And now the barrier to do it, getting good mods, is about your ability to clear these nightmare silos. So you're going to end up doing ultimately a lot less runs, just at a much higher difficulty level, which I think is great. Um, because again, it's all about time, right? You want the most value for your time investment. And so you want to do difficult content, right? You want the most value, not just from the value of the mods themselves, but the value of your entertainment and enjoyment. And I think, pro mode was just a little too easy. I think everybody kind of felt that way, especially once you got a season or two under your belt and you just already had some decent mods. Pro mode was kind of a joke. Um, and so you just weren't gaining a lot of enjoyment out of doing it. So having something a little more difficult, I think, is going to add a lot more enjoyment to the game and limit the number of overall runs you have to do, so it's a little less repetitive. And I think that's a super positive. Who's this nerd? You better be on my team. You better not be over here if you're a mayfly. So you get shot in the face.
Wyatt says 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
You're a ridiculous person, Wyatt. I am gonna take away your text-to-speech permissions. You little psycho. Whose fault is it today? I mean, it's still gonna be your fault. How could it be anybody else's fault when you're sitting there mashing the text-to-speech button? I like this spot. I think I blend in real good right here. Blend in so good. I am a dirty liar. That's true. Life's tough. Get a helmet. Hope I get to shoot at some people this time. And then we'll go move over to the manibus and start doing zone 4 POIs. That's happening in 10 minutes. I am definitely not here to actually do the event. I am definitely just here to shoot at the enemies. Oops, I accidentally gave myself away. With my bright blue light. I got an ally down over here. But I don't see the perpetrator. Probably up on the hill. I might have to make a move over this way. Unless my ally was killed by the enemies. I don't see that happening though. What's up, Wyatt? Chicken butt? Chicken butt. That's what's up. Tell me later? Okay. Oh. Oh. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. You're an all-star. Get the game on. Go play. Hey now. You're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place, and they say it gets colder. You're bundled up now, wait till you get older. Media men beg to differ, judging by the hole in the satellite picture. The ice we skate is getting pretty thin. Water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. World's on fire, how about yours? That's the way I like it, and I'll never get bored. Alright, time to get out of here. Sadly, we did not see any enemies from the other faction in that last one. And I'm gonna keep doing that where I go over there and I let everybody know that the event is happening. Because I want people to come, right? I want to fight actual people. The events themselves aren't all that fun when they're just there. It's a lot more fun to have people to fight. What's up, Nuclear? Oh, this motherfucker right here. How are you today? Just woke up. Yeah, I woke up a little late today. I was supposed to start streaming at 5. I didn't start streaming until like 7:30. Because I'm a bad man. Boo doo boo boo. Yeah, we'll see you soon, zombie. You did a bad, bad thing. Oh no. What's happening to my health? Stupid lunar oracle event. Sure. Let's go this crazy way. Actually, let's not. Get away.
Wyatt says hola, mi nombre es como me llamo. Chica kick, una chica delgada y sombria. A 1 2 3 and to the 4.
I don't even know what to say anymore, Wyatt. Don't even know what to say anymore. Oh, whoops. Oh, no. No! I have to start all over again. I don't know. I grew up right next to the border between the US and Mexico. I don't speak a word of Spanish. Hey, welcome to the new phase. All right. Time to get over there and start doing some more POI. Boing. Boing flip. Owie. Jumped a little too late there. I still don't like the way driving on the train tracks feel. Because you end up using them as actual vehicle paths, and because the game will direct you to use them as vehicle paths, I would like to see uh, I would like to see them just be smoother to ride. They mentioned that they were cleaning that up, and in some locations it seems like it has gotten better. But then, like right there, everything was still super choppy and they were still super hard to get on and off of. So it seems like they haven't necessarily fixed it everywhere. And that just needs to be something that's done like on a basement level. Just go through there, get rid of the really, really specific hitbox or collision mesh, and just put a really, really basic collision mesh on it that sort of slopes down to be level with the ground, and just let me ride on it. There's no reason for it to be all physicsy and shit like that. Especially since you're going to be getting a mobile version coming out. Like, I'm sure that'll be really unfun on the mobile version. So just get rid of it. It's not doing any good. It was a cool thing to do. It was kind of interesting at first before I realized that it was going to be such a pain in the ass. Give me some cone flowers here. Alright, just real quick. We'll go ahead and make some tea so that we can get rid of this stupid effect. And then we're probably going to move our base. I don't like it being right here because it's right next to stupid zombies over here. And they keep coming and attacking me in my base during the night. It is bothersome. Sleepy time. So pretty. Such a peaceful bed. Such a peaceful bed. All right. Come back over here. I think we go up to this one first. It's time to start sniping our way through these POIs here. Getting our tier 4 stuffs, which is very exciting. It'll probably be tomorrow before we get our tier 5. Get ourselves up to the level 40 something. And start working our way towards level 50 and preparing to be able to do some nightmare stuff. And farm up my Fortress Warfare build. I want to farm up the Fortress Warfare, and I want to farm up this Unstable Bomber Sniper. Gulped lore. I think it's important to have one or two good builds available. I've been kind of doing everything all at once for a long time. And, well, I think that was fine when I was playing every season and playing every scenario, because I haven't played in a while. I'm a little bit behind. So I need to kind of focus on, one build and get one build looking good.
Wyatt says 4G.
What the holy crap was that? It was a lot of Japanese, but it just said 4G. Did it say 4G or did it maybe say kanji? I know kanji is one of the written languages of Japanese. Or maybe it was trying to say kanji, got mixed up and said 4G. Maybe it's because the only English thing I put in there was 4G. Oh, did you put 4G in there? I don't see a 4G in there. There's a good chance that's the answer. I hate you. Why are you doing this? Splody head. Splody head. Everybody gets a splody head. Free hot dog. I've been through a lot of these POIs a lot of times lately. And that's probably going to be one of the drawbacks to the cross-character progression, is it's going to make you want to start new characters so that there's stuff to do. But then a lot of that stuff to do is... Oh! Didn't know that there was one of these Oath Keepers over here. Well, poop. I hate enemies that don't have weak spots. Or at least that don't have weak spots that I know where they are. That shit is bothersome. So bothersome. Boing. Let's go. Finish this zone. Let's maybe try not to die. We should probably go ahead and do like y'all told me to do last time. And just make some freaking adrenaline shots. And this thing's almost out of hit points. Might as well take it down. Good deal. That's what he gets. Shouldn't attack a dude that gets infinite respawns. That's how you end up dead. Open the door. Open the door. All right, in the clear. Gotta admit, I'm not 100% sure where this elevator takes me. Nice. Flap. Gracious. I didn't realize there were quite so many enemies in here. There are a mess ton of... I feel like I was equally surprised last time. And I feel like I also made mention of the fact that I didn't realize it last time. But that's fine. We'll just do it again. Who cares? We all know that y'all just come here to hear me repeat myself over and over and over again, right? This motherfucker. I hate mimics. I hate them. In every game there ever was, mimics. I don't know who came up with the idea of a mimic.
Wyatt says duana gornu itiko kinui duana waka kabuki waso asanayaka ni waka oyaka vakamalu malamutaka nabum seka nidi sayoko na tamata ki nati kaukamia na rum.
Did you just translate the kanji or whatever that you had put up into English letters? I feel like there's a weapon or armor crate down in here somewhere. But I don't know precisely where it is. Et voila. thought I activated the rift anchor. Did I not activate the rift anchor upstairs? Oh, the doors are closed now. Okay. Okay, let me out. Following me around saving my life right now. Okay, but seriously, how do I get out of here now? Oh, there we go. Must just be a timer thing. Alright, on to another POI. I can't believe that I didn't activate that rift anchor the first time I clicked it. I don't know what I find more entertaining, and so I have a hard time deciding how I want to travel between places, because it's super fun now that we have jumping and stuff like that to cross country and traverse that way. But also because of the drifting and stuff like that, it's a lot of fun to see if you can stay on the road as you go and like drift around corners and stuff like that. And so I'm always like conflicted when I'm traveling between two different points of interest on deciding exactly how I want to get there, because I can't decide which one I like more, which one adds more fun for me. That guy got me the other day. I'm gonna let that happen again. Yo. Relax, brother. Loading heads. Loading heads. Ooh. I gotta fetch a lot, bunny. No. I only got an asterism crate. Up. Up. Being a sniper in this game reminds me of that nursery rhyme. Little bunny foo-foo, I don't want to see you. Picking up the field mice, bumping them on the head. Because that's exactly what I feel like I'm doing. Just running through here. Just bopping these nerds. Bop. Oh, you moved. You're not allowed to dodge my bops. Bopping everybody. Everybody. Yeah. Rock your body. Those dudes that just come running at you with the explosives scare the crap out of me. Because you know, that's a person right there who gives 0 fucks. I'm gonna get you. No matter what.